Hello. Welcome to Beyond the Shadowz podcast, brought to you by Night Song Paranormal. It's November 14th, episode 34.
35.
No, it's not.
It's 35.
Oh my God, 35.
You literally just asked if it was 35 too.
I only had one job. It's my first day on the job.
He literally just asked,
God,
is it 35? He always makes sure at the beginning of it, he's always like, episode 35, November 14th. I'm like, yep.
I don't know. I have one job. I blow it every weekend.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
Yeah.
Hello.
Everybody. Welcome.
If you don't know who we are, I'm Madison.
I'm Dan.
And we're Haunted Souls Paranormal.
Sure.
I guess we'll see who's first this week. Drum roll.
Hey, Tomalita.
Hello.
What's going on,
He
sis?
said, that's right, me. You know there was some sass at the end of it.
Yeah.
Kathy.
Kathy's there.
Hello. Kenny Brown.
There's Kenny Brown.
I have a funny story with Kenny Brown.
What do you got a funny story about?
He came up to me and was like, look, I got a new nickname for you. And he thought he came up with this a brilliant nickname. He was like,
oh, the Maddie Mo
yeah,
thing.
he's like, you're called Maddie, you're called Madison, you're called Mo. What about Maddie Mo? And I was like, Kenny, that was the original name, but I'm so proud of you. Susan, hello.
What's going on, Susan?
Lauren.
There's Lauren.
Hello. And Brandon.
There's Brandon.
Hello.
That's everybody.
Yeah, so
Kenny, you got a bush in hand? Kenny's usually drinking bush.
Yep. Weather?
Actually, it was pretty nice today.
Yeah.
It's been nice.
It was really cold this morning. I came out with like a jacket and I was like, I might need my winter coat. But it was fine. Once like 10 o'clock hit, it was fine.
Yeah, I went off and saw that movie, the documentary that's out right now. It's called After Death. It's about near-death life experiences or near-death experiences, or is there an afterlife when people have passed away and they've come? I was really interested. We met some people this past weekend about that had some that's passed away and come back, and I was just really curious about if that stuff that he had said and what the movie does and some of the things did coincide with that. And stuff, and it was just about people that had passed, and the funny thing about it is the most common thing with everybody in the movie that said was that the earthly words, there was no earthly words to describe what their experience was. Like, it was so the lights and how senses were and the hearing and the music and stuff.
It's just hard to understand.
There's no earthly words to describe what they experienced. And that was like the most common thing and everything about it. It was kind of cool. It's different. Check it out. It's a documentary. It's what?
I said you saw it long. I didn't go with you. So
yeah.
I was excited to hear about it. Abby, hello.
What's up, Abs?
Hey, Kathy said, welcome to Stacy in the living room.
I don't think.
Yep. Kitty said, yep.
Kitty's got a beer. Yep.
Jessica.
Hey,
hello.
Jessica. Hey, guy. Hey.
Jeannie, she said, saw that movie.
Jeannie did? She saw that movie? Yeah. That's it was different.
Jessica, I'm awake, baking a cake. Kind of
nice.
Cake. That's the important part. Lily, actually, I'm going to get you working and cooking.
Yeah.
But,
so this is our first week. We're actually doing, you guys know that we've gone to many of Paracons and many of festivals and vendor markets and stuff that we sell our products and our merch and different things. Coming out with new stuff. We're actually going to have new stuff this weekend. We're at Dr. Willie's Dark Art and Odyssey convention in DeKalb, Illinois. It's in the castle. It's kind of cool. It's a 2-day thing, the 18th and the 19th. We just started doing some wax melts. We're doing wax melts now, and we're having grounding and cleansing soap. So we have soap that's for grounding and then cleansing soap.
Yep. I'm
and
pretty
stuff
excited
like
for
that.
it.
So yeah, those are two new things that we got on the market. along with our candles. We got our citrus and cypress candles back. And of course, we still have the frankincense and myrrh candles.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, we're going to talk a little bit about so we've been to a lot of vendors and stuff. So we've been collecting business cards.
Mm-hmm.
And every week from now on, we're going to pull a business card and we're going to showcase a vendor that's been on just to promote them. And so everybody can check them out and everything. So I can put my glasses on. That's her thing at the bottom. And then we're going to put her logo up. There's her logo. So everybody, and I'm just going to kind of give you a thing. Bobby said that she almost died after getting a vaccination in 2021. So she decided to pursue her passion in oddities by taking things that many may find macro or creepy, essentially items from dead animals like bones and paws, ethically sourced from roadkill, and turning it into one of the kind high-end jewelry, art, and oddity displays. She says beauty can be found in the death, which is essentially her message. She's trying to honor the animals they get specimens from and reliable sources in the most beautiful ways possible that she could think of. Ultimately, she just wants to bring beauty and dignity to the deceased animals used in my specimens and the art. That's my goal. After having death scares in 2021, that more attention needed to be brought to the subject matter. Plus, you can make it beautiful. It's a passion I've had for a long time, but I only really in the past year really began to explore making own oddities and creations. They're kind of good. They're cute. They're different. They're like, some of them are like squirrel skulls and stuff and little things. You got to check them out. She's on Instagram. Check her out there and everything. And she does sell jewelry and art and stuff. So with that, we'll bring her information back up later on again in the show again if you didn't catch it and stuff. But tonight's guest is, well, there are 4 ladies from Tennessee, but only 3 of them are tonight. One had to do the adult thing and work, so she couldn't make it. So with that, we're going to bring Night Song on, and let's hear from them. Look,
Hello.
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 You guys want to introduce yourselves? And
Sure. I'm Barbie. I am the founder and lead investigator of Night Song.
I'm Tabitha. I'm a lead investigator.
I'm Buffy. I'm an investigator and the tech and evidence manager.
the tech, I like that. See, they got their own tech too.
It's a very loose term for me, calling me a tech of anything, but there we are.
She's actually really good at it. She's just being very modest right now. I sent home the DVR with her because I was like, I cannot figure out this thing. Like, I've had it for over a year, this new DVR, and I'm like, please take it home and figure it out. She's almost got it cracked.
So when was Night Song started? When did you guys start?
I founded it last year. I had always been an independent investigator, and I would always bring my friends out with me. And then I would, I love to host and organize paranormal, like educational public ghost hunts and things like that. So I just kind of created it for those kind of purposes. And then we were investigating for a little while together. And I was like, you know what? Let's just get this thing going and just do it. And so they followed me blindly. And I'm glad that they did.
So individually, what brought you guys, what got you started on the paranormal?
Go ahead, Tabs.
Oh,
you got the best one. You got the best story out of everybody.
When I was 7, I moved into a haunted house and got grounded. So because my dad thought I was the little spirit that was running around our house. I'm like, no, I wasn't. So we started seeing things in our house ever since, like I said, 40 years ago. And it just, every house I have moved into, things have just always happened. And then I started investigating back in like 2006, 2007 with a group in Clarksville. And then I hooked up with Barbie, and it's been a fun ride ever since. So I'm so blessed to be with this group.
We love you.
Yeah.
And
Go
you,
ahead,
Buffy?
Miss Buffy.
So sort of like Tabitha, but not quite as intense. I didn't get grounded or anything. My earliest memories of anything, I was roughly 8 years old, and I lived on property that had activity. And the very first thing that I ever had occur was an apparition. That was my next door. It was outside. My next door neighbor and I were outside playing, and we both saw the apparition reaching like from behind his mom. And then there were other activities that happened frequently in the house that I grew up in. And I've never lived in a home that hasn't had activity. If you see me looking around suddenly in here tonight, it's like they know when I'm doing something related to paranormal, anything back here, and they kick up. And it's kind of to say it was always just a part of my world. So I never really, like, for me, questioning it was the harder part to get to as far as debunking. And now I, go that way first. But for a long time, it was just always there. And I started officially investigating roughly a year ago, Barbie. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's when I pulled you in.
Yeah, it started. Barbie came over because activity was doing its thing in our house, and she came over and we investigated the house together. And Barbie and I go back
18 years.
And a friendship. And she came over and we just got stuff out and started investigating. And then after that, I started joining along. And when she decided she was going to, really work with Night Song, as a team, I was all in from the get-go. So here we are, and we're a lucky bunch.
Now, are you guys all friends, or is any family, or
we're all friends?
Just all friends.
Yeah.
Buffy and like
yeah,
you and Buffy and Alicia all have a connection.
Yeah. So my son and Buffy's kids took karate together about 18 years ago, and we just started talking at the dojo one day, and we became best friends. We were inseparable. And then I met Alicia probably about 7 or 8 years ago. We're both musicians in the Nashville area, and we're in a band together now. So she's probably been one of my best friends for about 1.5 years, 2 years now. And then Tabs, her and I just clicked. We met at ghost hunting last year, and we just clicked, and she's another one of my best friends. So these girls are my tribe. They are my ride or die. They mean the world to me, even outside of the paranormal. So, and I lean on them a lot because my story is not as cool as all of theirs. All my life, paranormal has been happening around me to other people, but never to me. So I was always the skeptic, and I still am. I know that they're there. I know that they're real. The evidence that we have captured definitely proves that. But I always go in very skeptical, and maybe that's what turned kind of Buffy a little skeptical as well in the process. But I finally had my first paranormal experience back in 2016. And even though I've been trying to find out the truth for ever since I was a kid, it finally happened to me 8 years ago. So, and then that's when I really jumped in. So,
and I got a question. You guys say that you've gotten since 8 years old, and the paranormal's down. Do you think that you've been doing this and you've gotten older? Do you think there's something attached to both of you, Tabby and Buffy, since you said it's always been around you?
I've wondered it a few times, but each home has been a little different. The property when I was a child, it was this older man that we saw, and I only saw that apparition once. So I don't know if that was always him when things would occur. In the house I'm in now is in very close proximity to my previous home. And Barbie, when she came over and we investigated, we feel like there's some Native American spirits that are on the property, and there's some battles that are tied close to here that were significant. So I'm not sure, but I wonder. Like, I've never done anything to verify that. So
Yeah.
For me, we had a priest come into our phone for our first house, and he said, like, no, you'll have a portal. They're just coming in and going. We would see spirits all the time, and we had one main one, and the rest would just be whoever was there for the day.
This brother was there for the day.
Whatever was
Just
there.
come and go. Like,
It's like
he's passing through.
It's like
Yeah.
it's a paranormal
every
train
day.
Yeah, it was like a Victorian lady, someone
What's
who
for dinner?
was a soldier. It was somebody. It was just like, okay, who's today?
This is a
But,
halfway house.
Yeah, but every location I moved to has always been something different. But I was also raised that it's okay that we see things, and I think it's been kind of passed on from generation to generation. I know my mom does. My grandmother passed away when my mom was really young, so I don't think she had that opportunity. My daughter sees things. So I think for us, it's just, there's times on investigation, I'll be like, I just saw something, and Barbie's like, shut up. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I
And then
believe her,
something
though. I
happens
believe her. I believe her. I do.
right
I'm
afterward.
like, we didn't.
But it's always something new. Like, we'll be driving down the road, and it's so funny. And I'll be like, do you see that person on the side of the road? Like, I'll be driving with somebody. You see that person? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay. Or I'll be driving down. You see that person? They're like, yes. I'm like, okay, so they're not dead. Okay, we're good. So it's just how we drive. You should hear us all driving in the car.
That should be a lovely, interesting
No.
road trip.
Right.
That
So
is
we
so
always
funny because I've always
see
thought about that
something.
because I'm sensitive, but like I haven't got to the point where I see things. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure one of these days I am, and I'm like, how do I tell if they're dead or not? So like, I feel like that would be me and you. I'm like, is that person living, or is that person that's staring at me dead?
You'll be at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Is there really someone sitting over the table? Yeah, there's somebody there.
I'm like,
Okay.
okay,
And that's the way.
make it sure.
Just making sure they're there because I see something. But yeah, it's just been a fun experience to be growing up this way.
I think Tabitha is very much a magnet, and she doesn't know it. She's like a ghost magnet. She just doesn't want to admit that.
We should hang out. You know why? Because
Yes.
I'm a D magnet. Like I repel them.
You're a repellent.
Yeah, I repel
he
them.
is.
I mean,
Comes in that
I don't.
room and
Apparently I'm very intimidating to them. I don't know why. I'm not. I'm 6'1", big guy and stuff. But I'm like, I'll go in. Everybody's like, we'll have an event, and everybody's like, oh my God, the basement is so crazy. This is going off. This is going off. I'm like, you want to see something cool? Watch this. And I'll go downstairs and nothing. Everything stops. And I'm like, I repel them. I'm like, I wish I was a magnet. I'm like,
it's funny because what happened this past weekend, I thought you left the room and I saw something, and I'm like, I didn't see anything all night, and I'm like, is that you? You're like, no. I'm like, oh well, it just be they're coming back since you're leaving.
yeah. So, with your guys' group and stuff, what do you guys see? What do you guys just as a group, you guys are just gonna investigate together, or do you think you're trying to expand, or what's the future for Night Song?
Yeah, I mean, we're very much into like para-unity and collaborations and, community outreach. So we love to work with other teams, and we like to put together events. For the resident paranormal team for a local, very historic location in Nashville called the Buchanan Log House. So we'll run events out of there. So not only do we want to, continue to grow and go out to all these bucket list locations that we have, we also like to do a little bit of community outreach and para-unity things and charity events and things like that. So we like to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's so
Yeah.
cool.
As getting I used to work for a big company that did all the events and stuff, and they never did anything. It was just that company, and that's it. And then when we broke off and did our own thing, and I've noticed that so much. I mean, we talk about this all the time and everything, and I talk with other groups. There's so much backstabbing. Like, everybody gets so upset like, you know, if you have this place, well, I'm going to do this better. I'm like, we're all about doing the same thing, you know, and it's like,
we are,
and
we got to do it together.
Right. And
Yeah.
I don't, and I'm big on the whole, you know, like paying it forward. Like I bring you guys on. Our whole podcast platform is about other paranormal teams coming on here,
promoting business,
you know, promoting their company, whatever. We ask people that own buildings to come on and talk about their buildings to promote them, so people don't know that, you know, this is a haunted place and you can go and rent this place out and talk to them and stuff. And the whole, you know, even with the vendors, small business, you know, and I try to put it out there, and I'm like, I'm not worried about, you know, if this person gets this place and I don't get this place. So the parent unity is huge for us and stuff. And it's good to see that other people are like that too. And stuff. And
we don't know drama. That's not in our vocabulary. We don't do it. And
come on now, there's 4 women. Come on, you can't tell me there ain't no drama.
I mean, but the good thing is we're friends, but we can like be like, hey, yo, stop. Like, you know, like
I'm joking. I used to work with all kinds. I used to be the only male, and I worked with all females.
Here's the thing: I get along better with men, like, because I do have a very manly like just attitude about me, and I you know. You're getting a very professional Barbie right now. So, and a very professional Buffy and a very professional Tabitha. But, you know, we like to have fun, you know, but Para-Unity is where it's all about. We don't do the drama. We stay out of it, you know. But yeah, I think a lot of it is driven by ego and, well, this is my place and we're running these events out of here and, you know, you can't touch it. And it happens, you know, I mean, we've seen it, not been a part of it, but we're all in the paranormal. We all know that can happen, and ego can most definitely play a role. But we don't know drama. We don't know ego. We love all of the amazing teams that we get to work with. We feel that we're very lucky that we get to do that. So bring it on. We love collaborations.
Well, I didn't tell you in the beginning, you can be silly as you want. You don't have to be very professional.
We are.
This is not that type of podcast. You can be yourself. Be silly, be whatever.
I know you guys see this, but like my dad, it's family, so it's not serious between us two.
Yeah,
so.
It's a family-owned business, so it's like
that's cool.
As silly as you want.
Go on. I'm sorry, Buffy.
The thing I look at it with with Para-Unity, with working together, and you know, in general, it's not a competition. None of this is. We go to a location on a weekend and we get some really cool hits and get some things that we may not have, you know, had names come up, have certain things come up that we weren't aware of from the history. Let's say that you guys happen to be in town going to that same location the next weekend. I love being able to talk to another team and just tell them, hey, here's some of the cool stuff we found. And maybe it's something you can build on. You can learn more. All it does is give the opportunity to move history forward, make it more accurate. You know, further details. It helps each other. And that's our thing completely. It's not a competition. Yeah. You know, we're all in this to do essentially the same thing.
Not to cut you off, is somebody playing with your camera?
I think my AI turned on my camera.
It's going back and forth. I don't know where you guys, but I was watching it.
I'm going to try something.
It's your ghost. I'm telling you. He's playing tricks.
My AI turned on my camera.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had it fixed earlier, and
you said that the ghost likes to play with things. I'm like, I was about to tap her. I'm like, is her camera moving back and forth?
I thought I saw it moving.
And I don't wait for her to get real close up to her face. Like,
I know. Dude,
It'll look like me. It will
We'll
look like me
join.
in every DVR cam on every investigation that we do.
yeah, you have a Buffy eyeball that comes like right up to the camera, and you're like,
I'm usually adjusting the cameras. I've got to fix this because now that I've seen it, I can't.
I'm old school. I got to move up and back.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm on a rolling chair, so I'm
Well,
like,
this is what I get for borrowing my husband's like super nice camera instead of just going with my old.
I always
school.
thought he was your own paranormal. I'm like, look, it's making an appearance, everybody. Here we go.
I mean,
It's-
crazier has happened in this house. But.
Yeah, I watch so many things like on TikTok, and and everybody always asks me like, what shows do you watch? What TV? And I'm like, I don't watch no shows because I don't want to get into that whole these people are fake and this is doing this, and it's just like it's so like you said, it's just everybody has to be better than somebody else in the next, and I'm like, I'm not like that. I'm like, we're all doing the same thing. There's nothing that you're going to do any different than I am, other than you might have a different piece of equipment, or you might ask different questions, or you might go at a situation like we play with Phasma boxes. I don't know if you guys.
yeah, I have.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I learned from other people like how to start doing flashcards with them. Holding up a flashcard and stuff like that. And I never did that before. And I'm like, I'm always wanting to learn from other people. And it's not always, and it's just, and I try to explain to people like, how, and then you're like, the parent getting into this and now doing it, like how many people are always trying to, it's just crazy to me that this community can be so huge and do a lot of good stuff with the paranormal being so hot at this point in time that, we could, but no. I mean, you got people on here telling people that are fake on TikTok and trying to explain things. It's just. But
that's why we like to collaborate too, because we've been doing this a while, and you have to be willing to learn. And like, oh man, I really liked that technique that they did. I think we should try that next time. Like, and then we'll compliment them. Like, hey, I really like that you did that. I think we're going to start using that. You have to be willing to open your mind and be willing to learn and really absorb what other teams are doing, because there are other things that we might be doing, they might not be doing, and they'll take that to their next investigation. It's about improving and growing. It's growing.
Yep.
So let's see how we can do this. So what is your most favorite place to investigate?
Gosh.
There's a 2-part to that. So what's your most favorite?
Tabs, what's yours?
I'm gonna say I have been to Old South Pittsburgh Hospital so many times, like lived there practically, and I just loved it. But we went to Harriman a couple of weeks ago, and that has just topped my list. Like if someone said, right now, get in the car, we're going to Harriman, I'd be like, I'm in my PJs, let's go. The activity we had in our group, not Buffy's, but in our group.
No, because you were the magnet, and apparently I was like the
constant. And it was just an amazing place. So that, and I grew up, like my first official investigation was Octagon Hall. So that's always like my second go-to is Octagon.
Yeah.
But those are my 2 favorite places.
I had to say that my favorite, Harriman is up there, but my favorite place was absolutely free to go to. And it's a little cemetery in Woodbury, Tennessee. And it's called Coleman Cemetery.
Yes.
And when I say that this is Shadowz Cemetery, I am not kidding. As soon as that sun sets, those shadows come out, and they are crazy. It's like absolutely wild, that place.
We were in 3 different cars at that time when we saw that shadow jump up and run, and like 3 people saw it, like 4, because it was you and Amisha and me. And
we had Amisha was like she's a friend of ours now. She's on another local team. And I'm really proud of her because she has grown so much in the last year as an investigator. But we happened to be doing an event at the cemetery, and it was limited. So she came with her family, and it was only like her second or third paranormal investigation like ever. And bless her heart, her and I were walking, and it was dark out. We had no lights on, and her and I saw this black shadow come up from behind this tombstone. It shot up, and she screamed right in my ear. By the way, I could still hear it in my ear. This was a year ago. And she runs, and bless her heart, like she falls. She's like, bless her. And I'm just standing there like, well, that happened. That's cool. Like, I was like, just like looking behind me, and I'm like, bless her heart. She's never going to ever be the same. But I guess that changed it for her. And like, she's been pursuing it ever since. So, but that is probably my number one place. And then, of course, Tabitha and I are very, very close in our stories about our first paranormal. Well, my first paranormal experience was at Octagon Hall. So, yeah, there's that place too. What about you, Buff?
Well, we'll just make this one a triple. My most favorite is Octagon Hall, and it's also where my first official investigation occurred. But there's a draw to that house. Like there's a draw to that house, and it's just one that I will have days that I am sitting here knowing that it is not that far from my home, and go, I wonder if I could go up there today.
You probably could just call Bear.
Right. And that was, but I guess out of all of us, I'm kind of the least experienced on places that I have officially investigated. I would say next to that, I really truly love the place where we have our residency, Buchanan Log Home. That's another place that's a draw there. The spirit's there.
It's EVP station.
Yes.
There.
Really enjoy. Just you walk in there and you feel welcomed by the energy in that home. And so it's another one that I love going to.
Yeah.
You said like it was your like your residential or like your headquarters type of way, right? That Buchanan is like your home.
Kinda. So they don't allow paranormal investigations there.
Right.
They're ran by a board and everything. So we had to go in and we had to have meetings and propose things. And so really when we say run events at like residential paranormal team, like we are the only ones that they will allow in to conduct paranormal research. And then, but we can also bring friends with us too, which we do. And,
that's your place. Like that's your lockdown. Like if you could go there, like anytime, like, and they'll be like, okay, yeah, you can go and investigate. If it was just like you guys or so.
It has to go through the board. It has to be approved every single time, single time. And so when we do events and stuff, like it has to go through the board, and it's 100%. Everything, every ticket sale that we take in goes to goes to them. We don't make anything. So it's just to restore and upkeep the home and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not that we hold a monopoly on it. It's just they needed a paranormal team.
I was just asking because we have a place here in St. Louis, and I helped the lady with her building, and she gave us a key.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's like
lucky.
It's like Haunted Souls home too. Like we can.
So we can come and we can just go investigate it with you guys sometime.
Yeah. Actually, I have a key to it, so it's mine. I just call her up, and I was just on the phone with her before the podcast.
See, I wish we could get that at Buchanan.
That's what I was trying to get to.
If you want to investigate, we can go to the board and try and get it cleared.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. That is like I thought maybe that was like your guys' type, and that I was going to say, well, that's kind of cool when you have that you can just kind of go down and do that. That's why I was thinking that Buchanan was like that for you guys and stuff. That's what I was trying to. So second part to that question, I asked you what's your favorite. So what's been your most scariest place to have gone?
Oh, mine's easy. Mine's super easy. Lynchburg, Tennessee, Harrison Funeral Home, by far. I've investigated. I investigated it twice. Every time it scares the Evelyn, you know what, out of me. Like every single time. And we're not, paranormal investigators. You're not supposed to be scared. Look, I'm scared every time I am scared. I am scared. You know what I mean? Like I think that's a human. Yeah.
I always say the first step is admitting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm scared of my own shadow.
So,
like it's okay.
Like, my son, he's not scared of anything. Like he's scared of spiders, but he'll go in the most darkest place by himself in the house by himself.
Yeah.
I'm fearless to a point.
He's
like
in the middle.
I'm to a point, and then her, she's just afraid of her shadow.
Yeah, I get scared of everything.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so
what a leave.
I understand that. When the people are like, well, how can you be a paranormal investigator and be scared? Well,
it happens.
This shit scares you.
You can.
My goal for 2024 is to walk down a hallway with doors while I'm investigating by myself.
With doors?
Yeah, like a hallway, like at the hospital. There's so many doors,
okay.
and I just know something's going to bounce out at me. Human, animal, something, and it's just going to. That's my goal.
So what you're saying is you have never done a solo by yourself?
Yeah, I have, but I just don't.
Okay.
I'll stay like at the location and not go to like
you won't
down the hallway. I'm like, you can come to me.
So what's your scariest place? Just doors?
No, my scariest place was actually a private residency. They were having so much stuff. It was, you could lay your recorders down, and when you would walk away, it would be like, you could hear the spirits being like, where did they go? And they would be like, I don't know, but they'll be back. And they turn the air down. Why would they do that? And it was just, but it was, the house was built on the grounds where the slave quarters were, and you could just hear everything. By the time we got done, it was just action after action. And it was me and this other girl, her name was Tabitha. By the time we got done and we sent it over, the husband was in Afghanistan. Like we were getting touched. We had handprints on us, and it was just happening when no men were in the house. And they sent it over to Afghanistan to show the husband, and all the men sat around and was watching it. And they all said, we'll do another term over here, another tour, instead of going back into that house.
Damn.
So it was just a constant activity, but there's some things that goes on, I think, at every location. I'm like, oh, that location, like I saw the little creeper guide, South Pittsburgh. I saw one up in Weldon, or I forget what that one is, up in Kentucky. There's always some type of something somewhere that I'm like, oh, that was the best. But I think I'm always scared. I'm like, it's going to jump out. Or Barbie.
Barbie sounds like fun to hang out with because you're magnet and she's scared.
I am squished on them like this. I'm like, okay, let's walk together.
You don't want to be the last one, do you?
I don't want to be the first or the last.
You don't want to be the caboose of the group.
I always do the thing where like everyone gets up to leave a room, and I'm like,
Madison will be like, "Hey guys, wait a second," and then she'll like wiggle her way to the front of the group. Okay, never mind. And I'm like, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get in the front. You don't want to be in the back.
I'd rather be in the front than the back.
Yeah, Buffy and Barbie, so courageous. And I'm like, okay, it's going to come after me. I know it is. I know what's down this hallway. And they're just like, let's go. I'm like, okay.
I'd rather be the first than the last. Because the first, I'll be like, oh, I'll scare them. They'll scare me. We'll jump and this stuff. But the last, when I walk out like with a group and we're, trying to get everybody, it just feels like they're standing behind you, like, just like looking at you and like wanting to follow you and poke you and stuff. And I'm just like, it kind of creeps me out in a way.
Like they could grab you and nobody would know.
Yeah.
I would rather be in the front of the line. Then if something jumps out at me, everybody else is there.
They'd be like, hey, where'd that big guy Dan go?
In a scary movie, it's always the person that's in the last that's like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
And no one hears from him.
So what's yours, Buffy?
Ironically, I've had one location that I recall, Barbie, correct me if you remember one other than this, that I have been like, I will absolutely not go back to that area by myself. Absolutely not. You will go with me. Also, Octagon Hall.
You guys know that place.
And then, Octagon Hall has gotten me the first investigation, there are moments that got me pretty good. And this last investigation, there were a few moments that freaked me out that it was we actually weren't even really investigating yet.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff was happening. And there was some spirit that really apparently liked me was standing, you figure, to my left a lot. We caught an EVP of them, we weren't even, like I said, we weren't investigating. I had stepped out on the patio with my daughter. We were talking, started getting a feeling. All I had was my phone on me. That was it. All my equipment was inside. I turned on turned on a voice note on my phone and caught an EVP while sitting out there.
Yeah.
Directly in response to me.
Wow.
And it was like, okay, we're off to a great start here. Yay. Second,
left.
It sounds more exciting than sitting in a room for 3 hours and not getting nothing.
Yeah.
So true.
Second scariest at times, depending on how they are feeling at the moment, is my own home. But they get rambunctious every now and then, and we have to
Calm them down.
It's like children.
With Sage,
all right, knock it off.
And I am talking to them like, you need to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our rule is I don't play with no equipment in my house. Like if I get something new,
Same.
I don't turn it on. I turn it on to see if it works, but then I turn it right off.
Same.
I don't want to
As soon as the
know.
lights come on.
Yeah, I don't
Right
want to know if they're here. This is my house. I deal with them outside of my house and stuff. I don't know how you guys deal with them in your house. I mean, I guess you're used to it since you've lived with them since 8, but I'd be so cool to be like, get out. I deal with you guys enough. I don't want to deal with you when I'm at home.
Yeah.
I just put a rule: they can't come into the bedrooms and they can't come into the bathroom.
I tried that.
That's the only rules. And other than
That's
that,
my private place. Come on, the bathroom. Come
So
on.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
so that's the rule right there.
The
No,
one
house,
and
no-
only time that I have sat in this house alone and busted out my equipment was when they broke the rule. My bedroom, my master bedroom, master bathroom, those are no-goes. That is my personal space. And that had been a long established thing. And my husband was out of town and I had something beating on a wall and popping a door. And I was like, and I'm standing in there and I'm going, what did I tell you? Like I'm talking, I really do this. Like I'm talking, like I'm correcting somebody. I'm like, what did I tell you? Yeah. And so it didn't calm down. I actually came to another part of my house and brought out my equipment for a very few minutes just to see anything. And they didn't want to let up. So we just cleansed the whole area to take care of that. Because
Do you guys have to sage at all? Like
who, me?
Anybody?
I don't
anybody.
Anything.
No, we sell a cleansing spray called Booby Gone. I know, it's funny.
I'll take one.
Yeah, it's called Booby Gone. It's actually the sage, holy water, Palo Santo oil, frankincense, and lemon. Nice. And it's a spray thing, and we use it to right here. So it comes in a little jar, and it says Booby Gone.
We just spray it in our house.
We usually spray ourselves after we leave investigation. My kids know that we stand out there like they're on the cross, and we
do the same thing.
I'm pointing at Barbie. She will hotbox you out of a car.
I hotbox the car. The car with Sage. I'm like, they think, I was like, I swear, if we get pulled over by a cop, I swear to God, I'm going down. We're going down. They are gonna think that we're smoking weed up in here.
Paranormal investigators. I swear.
I almost killed Alicia at Harriman. Like I swear to God, she almost killed her.
What was that one in East Tennessee that you killed me? Like I was like falling out of the car because of you were saging so much. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my Lord, it was bad.
That's every investigation tab. I don't know what to tell you, babe.
She was long in that car right there.
Why do you think I drive separate? I like breathing.
She's spraying you as you leave.
I like to breathe. I'm like breathing.
She loves to breathe. It really does.
We did a house, a private investigation at a house, and the lady, one of the old people that used to be on our group when we first started, she's like, "Oh, I got this sage thing. I can sage your house." She didn't open the windows. because you're supposed to open the windows because that's how the spirits leave. She didn't open no windows.
She was just hotboxing the spirits more.
Oh my God.
She was
The whole
smoking
house was filled with smoke. The smoke detectors were going off. We all literally had to leave the house. And you could see the whole house full of smoke. And I was like, did you not open a window? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, how do you expect the spirits to go? What do you just gas?
Yeah, you just
Look, I'm truly
going and hiding in a corner.
like, I did not have asthma till I joined Night Song. And then I swear I got it afterwards. I'm carrying my inhaler everywhere.
yeah, I think we gave her asthma for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
I looked at these people and I was like, sorry, and I left. I was like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Open the window. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I know
if the spirits didn't want to leave, now they do. The spirits really want to leave now.
Yeah.
The spirits were like, yes, please
Yes,
open
please,
the
let us
window.
Yeah, open the window so I can leave. Yeah.
Get me out of here. That'll do it.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about no attachments with Barbie.
No.
All good here.
Y'all put holy water on my daughter when she was at the cemetery, and she's like, "Why is this burning?" I'm like, "Because we're witches. We're not." Why is it burning?
She has your sense of humor for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Like, I'm melting.
right, Bobby will take care of you, I tell you.
Let's go through a couple comments here real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna catch up on chat here.
Catch up.
Abby said, "Thank you, clients, for looking after me Saturday. You are welcome." Alicia is here. She said, "I'm listening at work."
Hey, boo.
Hello, Alicia. Too bad you're not here.
I know.
You gotta do the adulting thing. I understand.
Yeah. Let's see. Dan, I love how you're inclusive. You generally want to help others and accomplish so much more together. Yes.
Thanks, Jer.
Hello, Kim. I'm guessing that's one of your guys' followers.
Oh, Stevie. He's with another paranormal team, Outlaw Paranormal, in the Tennessee. Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. Hello.
Thanks for coming and watching.
Yes, thank you. Lauren said, "It's great to hear other groups that see paradrama. I love it." Yes.
Yeah.
Were you trying to read around the camera?
Yeah. Oh, I can read over here.
I'm like, you got a whole thing. She's trying to read around the camera. I'm like, you have all the chats on the right-hand side. You're not the one that's blind. I'm blind. You're not blind.
But he's sharing information with other investigators. As helping more investigative spirits as well. When you have questions, ask them.
Yeah.
Yes. Stacey said, "This is why this podcast is good to hear from our teams at different places." Yes. I'm guessing this is either the question.
That's the Outlaw Thomas house.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he said that was his favorite place.
That is favorite place.
That's a great place. Yeah, that's a good place.
Jessica asks, "Where is the Shadow People place?"
It's in Woodbury, Tennessee. It's kind of outside of Murfreesboro. It's just a regular cemetery, but like that whole area, Murfreesboro especially, is really big in Civil War. There was a huge Civil War battle, and there's a national battlefield that is also pretty active that I've investigated several times. It's actually pretty cool. But Woodbury is a little bit down the street from there, and it's amazing. Jessica, you got to go if you ever get to the Murfreesboro area. Definitely Woodbury, Tennessee. Yeah, we'll take you. We'll go.
Sounds like a road trip, Jess.
Yeah.
You all get in the car and go.
Mama,
that's my mama. That's my mom. Miss
Hello,
Deb.
Mom.
We call her Mama Spooks. Mama Spooks.
Hello, Mama Spooks.
My mom's name was Deb too. Deborah. Deb.
Oh, yeah.
Kenny said, "Okay, shadow run. That means you run too."
So I love when people always say, "Oh, when you see something, you got to run away." I'm like, "Why are we running away? We run to it. That's why we're here. We want to run to it, not run away."
See, that's why you're here on this team, because you do that. I'm gonna run.
I'm going to start getting one of those little dog leashes that have the little strap on, like the little. She start running away and just pull her back.
Oh my God.
That's the love.
I'm gonna need to check this road trip. Yep.
Yeah.
One big St. Louis road trip.
We're gonna have
to
one big
Tennessee.
St. Louis road trip to Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's
seriously,
go.
we'll take you. Let's go. It's amazing. It really is.
Mhm.
And we just call up the sheriff's department and tell them we're going to be there. Like, hey, we're just doing a little investigation out here. And they're like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, they
Fun
don't
fact,
That way
care.
they don't know.
I
That
haven't
way they don't think.
investigated that cemetery yet.
Ooh.
It's amazing.
There we go.
The times that
Stevie-
you've gone, I haven't been able to go.
Stevie said
Stevie's
he's all
ready to
in
go.
next weekend.
Yeah, I'm ready to go next weekend.
Have you ever investigated a place that just felt like you were not meant to be there?
I'll tell you, Barbie, you'll know what I'm about ready to say. Two Rivers Mansion is awesome, but that house that's outside, what is it called?
It's 1840 1802 house.
1802 house. I'm not sure I would step in that again. That's the feeling changed because it was not welcoming. And they stayed. Buffy and Barbie stayed. They were all that. My mom was with me. I was like, she had that feeling of dread, like we got to go. And so I was like, I'm out. Not like running, but just like I need to leave.
Yeah.
Right. Just bad.
The main house was pretty like welcoming, very, feminine and home-like. And then out back is the original home that was on the property, and they call it the 1802 house. And it was just so dark, and it was like a masculine, and I'm not sensitive in any way, but I felt it. And you do not feel welcome. They're like, don't even come upstairs. Don't even try it. And so you're like, okay, we're not.
They make it known real quick.
But that is another thing. Like when we go back, that's where I'm going upstairs. I've got to face that. We have to face those fears. You have to face those fears. It's like Octagon Hall. I didn't want to go back in the basement, but I did. You have to face it. So yeah, I agree with Tabs on that one. That and maybe Gaines' house, which is in Gainesboro, Tennessee. I didn't feel very welcome there. But it's something dark is there. I don't know what, but I'll go back. I'm ready to go back. It's very active. So you don't want me, but I'm coming back, boo.
As you put boo at the end. Boo.
Let me tell you.
Boo.
Barbie is the one. She is all that. Like we were on an investigation the other day, and I don't know. Buffy said it was somebody and could have been a shadow person. I don't know. But Barbie just went. She's like, "Come back here. You're not allowed to be here." She had her
I was a person.
She was running.
Identify yourself. Like who is this?
Hey, I was heading that way, and then Buffy's daughter-in-law was holding me back, so I stayed. So, but she is just all that. Like I'm like, you go, girl. You just face that right on.
It's not every time, but when you see a shadow that is just so, and I know you guys have all seen it, it looks like an actual person, and you're like, that's a human. That is a living person right there.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not afraid of that. Like I'll go after that. Although people say that the living scares them more than the dead, but for me, I'm like, hey, who are you?
You don't know my family.
Buffy's the same way. She just pushes straight forward into something. I'm like, okay, y'all go, girls.
That's when you were talking about Barbie always tells you, you'll go, you see that shadow over there? And Barbie's like, shut up, you didn't. We were, Tabs and I, we were at Buchanan, and we're outside with our group, and Tabs goes, you see the shadows walking over there? And I was like, I don't, but I want to. Come on, let's go.
I was like, hey, my philosophy is I can see him from where I'm standing. You can't. You go right ahead. I'm good where I'm at.
She's cheating. She gets to see him all the time.
Right.
I'm like, that's not fair to us. I want to see them.
Yeah,
I'm
save
gonna
the shadow
march
people
out
for
here so I maybe can see you better. I don't know. I just
Like,
I just don't.
What house were we at? The one where it's like the first time I met you, Buffy. What was that location? Lotes.
We met at
and
Lotes.
I said, oh my gosh, I just saw a full body apparition going up the steps. And Buffy's like, shut up. No, you didn't. No, Barbie did. Shut up. No, you didn't.
Me.
And I was like, okay. And I just walked away. And then like after that happened, like a ball just rolled down the steps that we had. And it was a heavy ball.
We have that. Yeah, we have that on video. Yeah, we have that on video.
But you can probably hear her going, in the audio, shut up. No, you didn't. I'm like, okay, you don't have to believe me. I don't care. Just
And it's funny because like I believe her when she says this, and I've told her this because she is that sensitive. I think she's bored. She might even be a medium and she doesn't tell anybody this, but I believe her but I'm such a skeptic. I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And I'm like looking around like, yes, she did. Like, I know she did.
It's like, where are they?
I know you see them, Tabitha. Like you say, is that person real? Is that person living? Have you attempted to like try to communicate with them?
Oh, they talk all the time.
They talk to you all the time. So you
They
are
talk
a
to me all the
psychic.
time.
They're like, I know you can see me. I'm going to talk to you.
And I can remember someone telling me her name was Lisa Smith, and I met her at one of the conventions, and she's like, you see the people, there's a movie called Ghost Town. I don't know if y'all have ever seen it or not. Yeah. She's like, that's how you see people. I'm like, it is. Like, I'll be walking down the road. They're like, hey, you can see me, can't you? And I'm like, nope, nope, I can't see you. I don't need to see you. I don't want to see you.
Nope, I don't see it. She answered my question.
They're like, I'm blind.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times I do see things, and I'm very protective of who I tell or what I tell. Like, I'm not going to tell somebody like, oh, I see your dead mom. No, I do not want to get into that. If I'm at a location, I'm okay with saying I see something, but usually I don't tell people. I mean, I do. Hello, everybody.
She may even think twice about saying it now because Barb and I are both like, well, let's go.
I don't like, I'm not like, hey, I'm Tabitha, whatever, it's just something that I've grown up with all my life. And I just use it for whatever I'm doing at the time. But I don't know.
It's definitely it's a good thing to have.
Mm-hmm.
They'll give you that shiny white jacket with the shiny buckles on it.
Right. Right.
They'll give you one of those,
Right. That's why I was like,
we'll come visit you.
Y'all will be my roommate.
They give you nice big hugs in it, you can hug yourself really nice. They're like, Tabitha's over here seeing people that are not there. We're gonna that's the thing though, is people that don't know this, that don't do the paranormal, they do think you're crazy. And that's the thing about some of the things that we've seen, like Melvin Manor, when we go on the Melvin Manor, is that some of these people that were put there because, they were like, they did see somebody or something, and they said something. And back then they just said, you're crazy. This person's crazy. Yeah. It's not paranormal, because paranormal wasn't a big thing back then. Yeah. More people are likely to say stuff nowadays than back then. They just stuck him in a asylum or something and said that person's crazy. They see dead people. Yeah. And it's so crazy that a lot of people never back in the past never really said anything.
Even I've told Barbie and Buffy, even like back in the 80s, I grew up in a very religious house. I still go to church. My daughter goes to church. We grew up in that. But even back in the 80s, I can remember people going like, you're going to hell because you can see something, or you're and I was like, no, I'm not, but okay, I can't help it. I didn't ask for this. It just comes, and that's the one thing my mom drilled into me. You're okay. It's something that you have. It's a gift. Don't worry about what other people say. And it's just, I grew up with it, and I'm raising my daughter to be the same way. Like, don't be scared of it. I am, but I'm telling her, don't be scared of it.
Yeah.
There's a funny story when you say that about like religious. Is I met my first Karen in the wild a couple weeks, about a month ago. And I have yeah. So I have a Jeep, and on the back it says Haunted Souls Paranormal, and it's got a QR code.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
And everything, So and very rarely do you see me, like my sisters on here. Amelie and Kathy are my sisters, and they always ask me, "Is there anything that you don't wear that don't say Haunted Souls Paranormal on it?" Because that's all I wear. I promote my company. That's all I do. So I'm getting gas, and the lady cuts in front of me at like a Sam's. We're getting gas, and just because I didn't move up, she was going to cut in front of me because I didn't move up right on the guy's butt. And I'm like, "What are you doing, lady?" And she's like, "Oh, you're not moving. I'm going to cut in front of you." I'm like, "No, we're all in a line here. Get in a line." And long story short, we are, kind of. She was like, "Oh no," I'm like, "I can put you on TikTok." And she's like, "I already been on TikTok." I'm like, "Yeah, I can understand." And she was just a Karen, So she gets out of the car, and she's like, I'm pumping the gas. I was leaving. I'm like, and she's still rattling. She's like, "God bless you, sir. God bless you. You have a good day. God bless you." I'm like, "Ma'am, I hunt Satan," like that. And she like looked at me. And I was like, good day. I got in the truck and left and stuff. And I knew she was seeing like the paranormal thing.
Oh yeah.
And she was just like,
Oh,
God
my-
bless you. You need it. I'm like, ma'am, I hunt Satan. And she was just like, her look on her face was just.
Well, I'm very lucky. The church I go to now, like 90% of the people will ask me, "What'd you find this weekend? What'd you do? What you up to? What you doing?" And they're very supportive. And I'm like, that's nice compared to what I grew up with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, I think they froze on us.
I know. Well, we're going
Oh,
to carry
they're
this show on our own.
See?
So,
Look, y'all's ghost went into their house and got them.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
so Barbie.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Found you.
Hey,
All right, so
who came
give it-
into your house?
I forgot to tell you another thing. If the internet, if we have bad internet,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have the best internet that St. Louis can offer here, underground, AT&T. It's the suckiest internet. So
Nice.
if we do go black, just hang out. They can see you.
We'll jump
Just
back
run
in.
the show, and we'll just,
Okay.
you know.
The chat will talk to you.
Yeah, the chat
everything.
will talk to you.
Just
You can
stay
talk to
there.
them, and we'll
We'll
get
come
back.
back in.
We had a guest
I'm like,
on, and
Barbie is the most person. Like we have a show in 6 weeks. We'll get our notes tomorrow. What we're going to talk about probably, and she is just on top of it. So I was like, Barbie, get your notes out. I know you have questions.
I do. I just, yeah.
our chat
I mean,
knows.
we'll run the events, and it's like 3 months out. Here you go. Everything's
Yeah.
planned.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
our chat will know. They'll be like, "Hey
Yeah.
guys, this
Yeah.
happens all the time."
Hey, Kenny said, "You go, girls."
Yeah, there you go. See, it's like-
Hey, okay, good.
we went out one time and the guest was on there, and
He's
they were like,
And all the
They-
chat was like,
they
"Just
got
stay
us.
on. They'll
Yeah.
be back."
The chat was like,
Okay,
"It's
yeah.
they'll be
They got
back."
us.
So, you wanna
I
finish
love
up?
it.
Yeah. So let me go back up here. She said, definitely the funeral home for me for the scariest place.
Mhm.
Alicia.
That's where she found out she was an empath, Alicia.
Oh.
I think it was her first investigation ever when I took her there. And yeah, as soon as she got upstairs, there's a whole story behind it, but she was pretty accurate. She didn't know anything about the place. But as soon as she got on the landing upstairs, she just started crying. And I mean, she just had from the head down to her toes, like just an overall feeling. And she just didn't know what was happening to her. And then the person who runs the Tennessee Paranormal, who runs the place, said, well, yeah. And then told us the story of the old lady with dementia who was tied down to her bed. And that's how she ended up dying. And
Wow.
we were in front of her room. So
Wow.
Oh wow.
that's Alicia's story.
Yeah, Lauren says that she's gonna hotbox is our next thing to do.
Yes.
That's the extra trip.
Do it.
We're gonna be
You
hotboxing
can bring
cities.
in anything home with you, girl. No.
I got plenty of it back here. So yeah.
Not your lungs,
Said,
not
"Dude, let's
nothing.
get a trip for real."
All right,
Apparently,
we
we're
will. Well, apparently, we're heading to Tennessee.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lauren said, "I'm in."
Yeah. Apparently, we're heading
Let's
to
go.
Tennessee.
Stacy said, "You ladies seem like every time is a good time, no matter what happens. Love
Yeah.
it."
We like to have a good time.
Oh yeah. Is there an investigation or location that really stands out for you as a group?
Investigated or non?
I guess
Because we have bucket list locations. So
All right. Well,
Well, one that stands out that you guys have done,
yeah,
because we'll get into the bucket list here in a short. We'll get
Yep.
into that question.
stands out that I probably haven't already talked about.
Or if it's that, if Octagon is pretty, I would pretty much say Octagon is pretty much
your
your
guys'
investigation.
big time.
Yeah.
For all of us,
Is-
stand out
All three of
Yeah.
you pretty much said Octagon is one of your.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. That basement though. We got to take y'all to Octagon sometime with us. My
Now, that's
gosh.
in Kentucky, right?
Oh my god.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah, it's
scary.
it's
Oh, Carrie was with me.
It's just-
Oh.
She was with me when I was getting gas.
it's about 30 minutes south of Bowling Green. So
Yeah,
it's not
okay.
far from the Tennessee-Kentucky state line. It's about
Okay.
Oh, no.
Now, here's the question. Everybody asks, what is your bucket list in the United States and outside the United States?
You're going
My
first,
number-
Bobby.
My number one bucket list location
Yes.
is probably going to be the Hill House in Mineral Wells, Texas. I want to go there. Have you guys heard of it?
Is that the College Hill Hop? No, that's not. Is that the same
No,
one?
it's not called. No, it's not the same one. Yeah, this one, it's like you just walk in and the paranormal happens around you. Like you probably don't even need equipment. It just happens. It's like poltergeist activity, maybe demonic, who knows? But people who I know who have been there, I'm like, yeah, it's the real deal. So that's probably like number one bucket list in the United States for me. It's in Texas though. I'm gonna have to carry a gun.
You have to carry a gun.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't go to Texas and not be strapped. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
We gotta wear boots and a hat and our cowboy and our guns on our
they're
head.
gonna know I'm coming. They're gonna know. They're gonna know I'm coming.
Luffy, what about you?
It's in the U.S. Mine is. I kind of have a tie between Alcatraz and Gettysburg.
Yeah,
One.
Gettysburg's a good
Another
one.
for me. Another one for me.
Now there's a lot of them. There are a ton of places I haven't been yet. But
Wanna
those
go?
two, Alcatraz, like I've been to San Francisco quite a few times, and you get around anywhere at the pier, anywhere, and you can just see it
Yes.
and you feel it. You can feel it outside of there. It's the strangest thing.
Yeah,
That's
My
mine.
camera
That's
is doing it again. My hand motion is doing it. That's what it is. But
that's
that's-
my bucket list. That's mine. And that's kind of like when I said like this because it's a game. We've all had our own.
Yeah.
So every time someone picks one, it's like ours are like, yes. Because for the longest time, nobody was picking Alcatraz.
No.
And everybody was picking theirs and
I
stuff.
think
And I
this
was
is
just
like
like,
the third week that someone's
Yeah,
mentioned
so
Alcatraz. Yeah.
lately it's been Alcatraz and
And
stuff.
he's always excited. He's like, yeah.
That's
Yeah, and that's the hard part. Like getting out on the West Coast, like I know for our group, it's kind of hard. Like I don't know how long it would take us to be able to coordinate our worlds to actually get out on the West Coast together.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, okay, I want to find out if a team's doing it and if I can just come and like
No, they
crash the
won't.
party.
They will not.
I
let
I don't think they
anybody-
allow them anymore.
Yeah, they will not let anybody investigate
I'm
anymore.
just
So
gonna
we're
low
just
key
gonna
take my
have
stuff
to-
in during a tour.
We're just gonna have to parachute in.
Well, you know
Hey,
what we do?
that's what we did.
This is what we do. We take a visiting tour, and they do let you go off. So we just have little like mag lights in our pocket, you know, a necrophonics in their
Oh,
phone.
Grandpa.
And then we just set up-
K2s.
Yeah, we just set up a little quick thing and try to. My biggest
And
thing
have
with
one
that-
person stand guard, so just in case they're coming through.
Yeah. Just like we're in prison, like in Alcatraz. Hey, there's
Yes.
person. Let's go. But there's
I like it. I like it.
There's a guy. I haven't found him in a while. I tried to look for him, but there was a guy on TikTok. He was a security guard, and he was running TikTok videos. And he was the guy outside in the island on the booth outside the prison, and he would show like at nighttime. He worked the overnights, and he was the only one on the island because there was nothing else going on. And he would like film, and you could hear things like cell doors slamming and stuff going on inside the prison. And he's like, I am not going in there. You're not. He's like, I'm the only one on the island. And you could hear activity, like things going on inside there on the videos. It was crazy. I was like, I can't imagine. Can you imagine just like, say it was just like the 8 of us or so in that big old, that's just, to me, it's just mind blowing. That would be
Yes.
creepy.
That would be.
That's
Yes.
creepy.
Yes, that is creepy.
All right. So what's outside the U.S.?
Expense and everything is covered.
Yeah, everything is covered. You
Yep.
have a free trip to go anywhere to investigate.
Ireland, all of Ireland. I want to tour all the haunted Ireland because the whole thing is just a mecca of paranormal, apparently.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I
Yeah.
love like the thought of the Hellfire Club and Leap
Yeah.
Castle and all of that. But when you start looking at Ireland,
The tunnels and stuff. Yeah.
Ireland.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to say Scotland for me. All the old castles and all that. Edinburgh, all those places out there.
Yeah.
I want to go to Dracula's castle.
There you go. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that one. Yeah.
That's it. I don't even have to ghost hunt. I just want to go. I just want to
Yeah.
You're
go.
getting closer and
Yeah.
closer to that castle.
Yeah.
Quarter
That's
of my
been a
back
big
pocket.
thing. No one hits
Yeah.
mine. Mine's Germany. I think going to like
Germany.
Auschwitz and all that,
Oh.
and just investigate It's
Yeah.
not trying to be mean, but just to try to hear those stories and see if you could communicate with them people in that
all that
energy
emotion that you would feel,
Yeah.
that would be
That
very
would be
emotional.
there would have to be a lot of preparation before going to that, just to brace
Yeah.
yourself for what you would feel.
Right.
That's-
That's kind of one. But yeah, Dracula's Castle, Transylvania. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
That'd be
And
cool.
the catacombs and stuff like that.
I
That'd be
want to
kinda
see
cool.
mine. I don't think anyone said mine either.
What's
Japan.
yours? Oh yeah, you want to go to Japan.
I want to go to. Yeah.
That place is just creepy as it is. Period.
They have. There was this.
How they live and stacked on top of each other.
There's this whole new like.
Oh my.
At first, it was just like suicide forest, not going deep in, but just like that
Yes.
energy.
yeah.
But apparently, there was this new like asylum thing, and they just made a movie, and these group of like paranormal ghost hunters go in, and it's like a Blair Witch kind of movie, but it's based on a real place.
I've seen this. On my Smartcast or whatever.
Yeah, there's like a group of kids that would go in, and they're like,
Yeah.
ha, 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 and they all die. But
They
it's
all
like-
die.
Well,
but
that's where I'm not going.
But I'm like, it looks like it's just
That
this
will
huge
not be the
building.
hallway that Tabitha tries to walk.
Right.
down.
Out of there.
We need to take-
Tabitha, the place that would really get tabs would probably be at Doll Island or whatever it's called.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
Tabitha, it's your dream waiting.
Yeah.
I
Well,
hate dolls.
I don't allow dolls in the house. I have a daughter, and my mom got her doll. I'm like, get it out, get it out, get it
Yeah,
out.
go.
Like no dolls whatsoever. I mean,
No dolls whatsoever. None.
I mean,
Tabitha?
I thought I was weird when she was young and I would get into the shower and I had like 50 Barbies staring at my nakedness. I thought that was really awkward. Yes, she had every Barbie that could possibly be was in the bathtub, and I was like, I always had a conflict.
You're like looking at him like, stop looking at
why
me.
you staring at me, like turn them all over or something,
I never played
No
with
dolls
them.
whatsoever.
I never had dolls. My uncle gave me and my sister a porcelain doll when I was little. I can remember putting it in the closet and putting clothes on top of it because I was like, I'm going to smother it.
Tabitha, me and you need to hang out because I hate dolls.
Girl,
I
we'll
do
just be hugging each other scared.
There you go.
Apparently, those two. Okay,
I think I just doll.
Tabby, you gotta watch. If you guys get a chance, go to our TikTok page, and each one of us did a solo walkthrough. Not just like in one area. We had to walk through the whole building. And
Awesome.
of Ashmore Estates. We went to all three
Oh,
floors.
nice.
And
Love it.
we had what we did was we gave our guest 6 cards, and they had to place a card somewhere in the building, and then we drew a number, and we had to find that card. And we were the only ones, and we had a camera. We had one camera on us and one flashlight because we tried it without a flashlight.
There's
and
no way.
it was nowhere. I'm
card.
legally blind in my right eye, and I couldn't. Yeah. So we got a flashlight. Then they gave me a UV light. Yeah, they gave me a UV light, and I'm like, this ain't working either. I'm like, I need a flashlight. So, but you get all three of us walk. Now Zach, of course, he's riding a tricycle and stuff. Like it don't bother him.
Yeah.
It don't scare him at all. This one,
I was booking it by the
she
third
starts
floor.
singing Blue Clues songs and
Wait, so you know how earlier you're like, I don't like the doors? I'm like this, going to the third floor, like I don't want to see anything on the corner of my eye.
I'll be singing hymnals too. I'll be like, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves. Like y'all sent me upstairs at that house on myself, 2 Rivers, and I was like, why are you doing this? Bringing it. It was broad daylight. I'm like, hallelujah.
I started singing.
I was the first one
myself.
and it was not. I was the first one to go, and I had to go through every room because I couldn't find my card. So I had to go through every room of every floor.
Because once you find it, you were able you just had to
walk through the building. If you found your card on the first floor, you just had to walk down the hallway to the other floors. She found her card in the first room on the first floor. Her card was nice. So all she had to do was walk down the hallways. I had to go through every room. And at one point, you see me, I'm walking, I'm like, here, and I stop when I look because I hear someone shuffling in the room. And then I was like, oh, damn it. Then I was like,
it got scary.
Then it got scary because it kept following me. I'm like, all right, this ain't.
I told them when I got done, I said, if I did not find my card and I had to go through every single room, I would have made it. You guys had to come and get me.
Had to come and get her.
I'm like, I would have made it because I was terrified with just walking through the halls.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. It's great.
scary.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah,
to watch.
we'll
It's
check that
funny.
out for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
funny look.
Ugh.
Just because you said doors, and that's the first thing that came to my mind was walking down Ashmore hallway
And all
with
the
all
doors.
those doors,
Right.
and stuff. I'm like,
Ugh.
I hate it. I hate even going down a hotel. I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
are they acting up? Are they acting up, Buffy?
They are.
Oh, okay.
Something. I just
Yeah,
realized I've got a light over here that's set on a motion detector or like a motion switch,
Why would you do that? to
and
your
it
house?
hasn't turned on. I talked to my husband about that one.
You don't play
I
with
actually,
nothing
Barbie was
motion?
on the phone with me when I did this the other day. I put tape over the motion part so it would stop coming on because it was bugging me with what I was working on. I took it off of there today for some reason, and I just realized it hasn't turned off. And I don't think it's turned off since this has been on. And I'm like, and that thing's sensitive. And I'm like, and I'm not in the range of it where I'm sitting.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like over here, like, and then I keep getting pops and bumps and knocks on the wall. And I'm like, all right, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down. Quit interrupting. It happens. Every Facebook Live that our team does,
Yeah.
you'll see me on up into it every time. You see me start going.
You're like, okay, this here. Okay, they were going a little quick here. But Lauren said, I have friends who have gone up to Hill House if y'all need it. LOL.
Oh, she's
Love
talking
it.
about. I believe she's talking about Chuck, right?
I don't know.
I think she's talking about Chuck. I think she just wouldn't investigate with him.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Oh yeah, let's show off Stacy because she got to go to like the two
Oh,
places.
cool.
The two places that I really
It's
want to
my
go
mom,
to.
by the way.
Yeah, it's her mom.
Cool.
So the two places I want to go to in my lifetime would be Alcatraz, and I would love to go to Pearl Harbor Memorial.
Yeah.
I think that is just so summer, and she's been to both places, and then she shows off like that all the time.
She's
Like,
like,
I've been there. I'm like,
whatever. Agatha said, or just swim, Alcatraz.
sure.
Yeah.
Just swim quick.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Right on that one. Ooh, no.
Torres is really good. Experience or do something you would really love. Yeah,
Yes,
that'd be
I would
cool.
just go. Yeah,
It's not on my
I'd definitely
bucket
sneak
list,
it
but I
away.
would love to go.
I
I'd
tell
do
you
one-
what, just stick your recorder in your back pocket. That's what I do when I go to the Civil War houses around here.
Yeah,
And just
I mean,
record.
I'd be one of those guests that it irritates me when I'm on the event that they want to like just kind of get away from. You're trying to corral back to your group, and they they find that's would be in Alcatraz. I'd be like falling away from the group as the group's walking further away. I'm just backing off
You
and
just
stuff.
disappear. and
Once
go
again,
sell.
like where'd that big guy in the back go? Where do you know?
Sticking your head in a cell. Is anyone in here
Like-
with me?
Knock 3 times.
Make a noise.
Make a noise.
Carrie said Madison was very entertaining to watch. I'm glad. I'm so
Well, I'm
glad.
very
I enjoyed
glad.
it. I
Come
gotta
on, monkey,
sleep.
do a trick.
I know, right? I gotta sleep. Sorry, guys. I need to get to work at 2:30 in the morning.
Thanks for
Good
stopping
night.
by,
Thank
Jess.
You, Jess. Thank you. Stacy said, "Watching the ceiling go by really fast." Yep.
Yeah, that's Madison's thing. You can
Yep.
watch when Maddie gets on the third floor, you see the ceiling just go by really quick.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. I had my Air Forces on, and there's such thick soles. You can. My short 5'1" legs were going so quick.
You run when you need to. That's all
Uh-huh.
that I do.
Chuck with Paradise.
Yep.
Mhm.
Chuck with Paradox.
Well, you have to get us the hookup now, Lauren.
Yeah, Lord.
Oh man, I want to go so bad.
So, what is your guys' favorite piece of equipment?
Lately for me, we don't use them as often, but we've been kind of bringing them out with the dowsing rods. And then I love my music box. So that's like always out. The music box is always out. Dowsing rods, had them forever, rarely ever used them. And then last probably handful of investigations, we've gotten them out, and we try a different kind of method with it where it's just not like one person back and forth. Like we kind of combine it to where the person who's wearing just headphones, kind of like an Estes, but not really. They're not listening to the spirit box. They're just listening to like brown noise or white noise, and they're holding it, and they can't hear the questions being asked, and the dowsing rods will cross or go open. So we've tried that a couple times, and I really like it. So
see, I like that idea. I like that because that just takes another point out of, they're faking it. They're moving it to the answer they want. So yeah, I do like that. See,
we should try it. Yeah, because I always think up these little theories like, I wonder how this would work. If just somebody was like the receiver and they're just listening to white noise really loud in their noise canceling headphones. And Buffy and I tried it, and sure enough, I mean, cross the rods, blah blah, and it crosses, and then they'll open, and then I'll tap her and she'll reset them or whatever, But try it. You might get good results.
Wow.
So another thing on you guys are playing with the dowsing rods really good is you let someone go in and hide, and you play hide and seek with them and ask the spirits to show you the direction on how to find.
Yeah,
that's a cool idea.
Which way to go. Yeah,
like point the rods in the direction.
Yeah,
I like
how
that.
to find that.
So we'll have to try yours, and then
I know Ryder's gonna try that, Barb.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Great idea.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, we will try it.
Yeah,
Sure.
You just ask them to go find Bart, like, hey, where's Buffy? And
come find me.
Yeah, come find you. Now, I know Tabitha ain't gonna do it because she's not gonna hide out long enough for you guys to find her.
Look, we played hide and seek when I first started training in a group. We played hide and seek at Octagon Hall. And the deal was, we were laughing because you would hear something in another room. What was the ghost? Like the ghost would be in the rooms where the people weren't, and we'd be in the rooms with the ghost, and we'd be like, "What's going on?" And the guys upstairs would be like, you could hear them on the recorders going to some, "If you're a spirit, shut up!" Like they were wanting us to find them, and they were like alerting people where they were at, and they were like, it was funny.
So funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't jump out at me.
So what's your your favorite piece of equipment?
Mine, I have no idea. I really don't. Myself.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to ask. You're a walking piece of equipment, so that's kind of.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. She's our walking like K2 meter, like for real.
There you go. Myself.
Are you, Buffy?
Honestly, my two pieces of favorite equipment are fairly simple. I love having my voice recorder, and I love my full spectrum camera.
Yeah.
Nice.
Those are, I have a massive backpack that I carry when we're investigating, and I have more stuff in there than any one person can put out at one time.
It's bigger than she is.
That camera and that voice recorder are always out on a mount and they're going with me. Mm-hmm. And those run from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. When we're taking breaks in a break room and we're sitting and talking about the silliest, stupidest of things, it's running. They are running. I'm recording at all times. Because
what about y'all?
We have caught EVPs then.
We have
conversation.
And they're drinking our Red Bulls and eating our oatmeal cream pies. Somebody else talking.
And that's what we found too.
Oatmeal cream pies. Ours is Lunchables and theirs is oatmeal cream pies.
Ooh, Lunchables. We haven't tried that.
I'm a pizza Lunchable. I'll bring those.
Now, recently,
good at 3 a.m.
We've been on the Slim Jim kicks too. Like those have been really good too.
Yeah, we're always when our lives are on TikTok and we're on live, what kind of Lunchable you guys got tonight? And we're like, we just get Oscar Mayer or whoever it is to sponsor us. We'll be all right. Because we always go with the cheap ones, the Walmart, the Snackums or whatever it's called, and they're like, we're like, we're not popular enough to eat Oscar Mayer ones. We got the no name ones right now.
We're broke all the time. We're paranormal investigators. We're broke, okay?
Yeah. We'll know y'all hit it big when y'all pull out the Oscar Myers.
Yeah, we did.
We reached it.
Yeah, the one day we were like, they had they were on sale. I guess they were on clearance. But they were the real fancy one with the Triscuits and the stuff from Shire. We're like, we're really stepping it up tonight.
Like, guys, look at this.
They're like $1.25 on clearance. So they're like,
with that money.
I'd be like, look how rich we are.
Guys, we've made it. We got Lunchables.
On that question, we never really asked this question, but what is your go-to snack or food that you like to eat?
I kind of asked the last guest a little bit. But.
Yeah. What is your go-to? What's your go-to thing? If like when you're going to the store and you got to have it.
Usually, Mountain Dew. I gotta have Mountain Dew. Gotta have Red Bull. Slim Jims have been lately, but I do not eat like fast food McDonald's because your stomach is gonna sound like a demon, and we're like, sorry, stomach. Oh man, that McDonald's though, like, because your stomach is like, somebody's like.
You never know how loud your stomach makes when you're sitting in the dark quiet.
Your stomach knows when it's really quiet.
Yeah.
It really does.
We're trying to sit and do 5 minutes of silence, and you just hear the random, that was my stomach. Yeah. That was my stomach.
Our rule is we don't eat Mexican before we go on investigation.
No, never. No.
We never.
And you know how many times, like, we've been in these small towns, and the only restaurant that's open usually we start eating at like 6 o'clock. The only thing that's really open besides fast food is a Mexican restaurant. We're like, nope, we'll go 20 minutes out of our way just to not eat Mexican.
Yeah.
We're like, nope,
I'm just going to have a chip. That's it. That's all I want. One tortilla chip.
Buffy, what's your go-to, your one thing that what you got to have?
Red Bull and Sour Patch Kids.
Hey.
Red Bull.
I'm a Monster guy.
Yep.
I like Ghost drinks too.
Ghost are good. Have you tried the Rise ones? Have you seen those?
The which ones?
The Rise.
No.
They have like Kool-Aid, Hawaiian Punch Kool-Aid. They have Baja Burst. It's not Blast. It's Burst or whatever. And they're called Rise, R-Y-S-E. They're a new energy
I
drink.
have not tried those, but that just went on my shopping list.
Yeah, they're really good. The flavors are really good. The tangerine one is not very good, but they have like I think they have a Swedish fish one, and stuff like that. They're really good.
Ghost has a Swedish fish.
Maybe that's the one I see.
Is easy for me to say. Also, I don't like Swedish fish, so I can't bring myself to drink that one. But that's usually some form of an energy drink and Sour Patch Kids. Y'all don't usually see the Sour Patch Kids as much because I usually have them shoved in my.
You don't want to share. You don't want to share.
I forget I have them until like I look in something and I'm like, oh yeah, I brought these.
Yeah, she doesn't bring it out. She's slowly hiding it.
How about you, Tabitha?
She knows.
I love Dr. Pepper, and there's something I don't even know what they're called. They're like ropes, and they're red and yellow and orange and green, and they're sour and they have sugar on them.
Yep.
And so it's
they're
kind of
like
like a sweet.
It's a rope.
Yeah, I forget what they're called, but I go up to Dollar General and they're like, "You got an investigation?" I'm like, "I got like 6 of them."
That's
Yeah,
right.
I
People
am.
know what you're doing. Yeah. Oh, she's going on investigation.
I have like a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper. And I'm like, yeah. It's the only
What's
thing that
yours?
keeps me.
What?
What's yours?
What?
Your go-to. What do you have to have?
Red Bull
That's it.
and a Lunchable.
That's it. No candy.
No.
Mine's licorice.
I'm not a big candy person.
Yeah, licorice is good too.
Licorice, yeah.
Liquor. That's good.
Yeah, licorice good too. Do a shot here and there. By the end of the night, it's really good.
Shots,
Yeah.
Having spirits with the spirits.
Yeah, having spirits with the spirit. Yeah, licorice is a good thing. Licorice is pretty much the candy that I eat, but Lunchables and the Red Bulls.
Well, yours is the Lunchables and Monster, but
Monster, yeah. Because we usually have cookies and chips when we have an event. We offer chips and cookies and stuff. So that stuff is usually around.
Barbie and Buffy bring a store.
I
they
have
just
a
bring
cooler
store
that I
full
named
of-
the Trash Panda Express.
Yeah.
Did you say Panda Express?
Trash Panda Express. That's the name of my cooler that I bring on. It's large. It rolls.
It has all the deliciousness in it. Yeah.
If you get stuck, it has 6 days worth of food in there. I'm like,
hey, if you get trapped, she's got the food. You're gonna be like,
right?
Yeah. We used to have a guy on our
punch straws.
Sour punch
okay.
straws.
That's what the.
Those what those are called, Tabitha. Sour punch straws.
I don't know what they call it. They're just good.
We used to have a guy on our team before, Doug, and every investigation he had to have grapes. Always grapes. And it was
It was so funny because one time all the grapes dumped out of the bag. We're like, They're like, Doug, your grapes.
Always had to have grapes.
Always grapes. Always grapes.
Oh.
She said, is anyone wearing the shirt?
Ah.
With your pies?
No.
None of us. Buffy made us all shirts where it's like got like Night Song, and then on the back it says we run on Red Bulls and oatmeal cream pies and evidence.
Nice.
That's
like
so
that.
funny.
I like that. Was that the last one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can't see the comments, so I'm always like, is that the last? What would be a piece of equipment that you would like to have in the future? Like you're really interested in what they
Like
have?
if you had all the money, that would just be.
Look at them all. They're like, oh.
Oh, I know mine, but y'all want to go?
No,
Yeah, I'll go ahead. The tripwire, I would love the 36, and then I definitely want an Ovilus, or a Periscript, which is like $200 less, but I think it might do the same thing. I've always wanted one of those. I definitely want an Epic box. Christmas is coming, Mom. If you're watching, I have links ready if you want them for all of that.
What's an Epic box? I don't think I've ever heard the Epic box.
So I think Ghost Augustine sells them. Basically, it's a yes or no box, so you can ask a series of questions, and it's like a yes or no. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I just ordered something. I don't remember what I ordered.
I don't know. You just say, I have a package, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I ordered something. It was a sale, a Black Friday sale on Facebook, and I ordered it. I don't know what it is. I can't remember what it was.
Great.
You can be like Amazon. I put something on my wish list and it got sent to me. I'm like, it was that laser. I was like, I didn't even want it. I just put it in there and they just mail it to me.
What's on yours, Buffy?
I want the Ovilus. I would love. One of my things that I am going to do at some point, I want to upgrade my full spectrum to a full spectrum DSLR camera. Oh my gosh. It's like my wish list suddenly left my head as this occurred. I love the EMF strip, that Barbie is talking about too. I love that.
Tripwire.
But that'll probably be one of those that I know Barb will probably end up with it before me. We'll play with it some, and then I'll kind of decide if I'm going to get one too. That's one good thing. Like we all get equipment and everybody kind of plays with it. And then it's like,
and sometimes you don't need more of everything. Yeah. Like, probably don't need 2 Ovuluses. You probably don't need, but whatever. We need it all. Give it to us.
I know. It's pretty much like, a Mel meter is one of the devices I want that I just haven't really stopped and gotten yet. There's pieces, basically all the equipment.
Everything.
Yeah, we did like we'll do like a festival like we did Kimswick here in Missouri. There's Kimswick, an old fashioned town, and they have like a strawberry festival. They have a witches night out, and they have like apple butter festival. Yeah. And we're talking like the strawberry festival, probably like 15 to 20,000 people. Apple butter is probably almost double that that just comes through this town and stuff. And we were the first paranormal group this year that was actually got to set up a table, and like they had like Kenny's on here and Kenny's on the board. He lives in Kimswick, and they were just all like, oh my God, there's going to be a paranormal group here and this and this and this. And there was like lines of people in our tent, like nonstop, just like wanting to see. And I was so over this, like so much. And I said, okay, whatever we make this weekend, we're going to buy all new equipment. We're going to buy whatever we want out there. So we got the tripwire. We got one of the new
awesome.
Like that. We bought some, a new laser grid that kind of stands up that puts the squares. I have the one that has the dots and stuff, but we got the one that has the squares and stuff like that. We got and stuff. So we bought some new stuff, but
we've been using that tripwire every single time.
Yeah, I got the.
Is it amazing? You like it?
We like it.
We got the 12.
We got the 12.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one that we just did was we were at the St. Louis Haunted Mansion, which is kind of like our little one that we have the keys with too. And you were doing Estes, and I had asked, like I never really asked it to do it on like
command.
Yeah, command. And I was like, hey, make the tripwire go from left to right, and went doo-doo-doo-doo. And I was like, go back, and went doo-doo-doo. And I was just amazed.
That's amazing.
And I
was
didn't get to
like-
see it because I had blindfolds
I know.
on.
I was like, Lauren, she's in here. She was being her. We're just like, did that just happen? Like, it never had.
That's awesome.
The tripwire, like you'll ask it, hey, turn it on, or bulb, or walk next to it, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Like paranormal, just that's what happens with equipment. But the fact that it did it on command right twice, I was like,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tripwire's been one of my favorites so far.
Yeah,
so.
Tripwire is one of the good. Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys got to get one of those.
It's
Nice because you can make it do, like the third light up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can make them pick which light to light up and stuff. So. Yeah.
Well, I was ready to pull the trigger on it probably, maybe like 2 months ago, and they were out of stock. And I'm like, what am I going to do now? And then I ended up buying a new REM pod.
And then you said that's through Augusta, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's through Ghost Augustine or something like that.
Ghost Augustine, that's it. Ghost Augustine. That's what I'm thinking of.
I think, yeah.
That's where I bought mine.
Okay. Yeah.
So
And
they still like $250.
I think so. But I want the long one, but then I see like we've been on investigations with other teams who have them, and they're like struggling trying to get it all unwrapped, and it's all tangled. And I'm like, maybe we could.
I struggle with the 12-foot. I can't imagine 30.
So that's why I'm like, maybe
imagine 36.
See, that's why I'm like maybe 12.
12 ones. The 12 ones looks just as good.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many times like everyone like when we go to different locations, like or we're at a location, we go to different spots. Like you don't want to like take everything, put it back in, move. Sometimes you're just grabbing everything and going. I don't know how many times I've just wrapped the tripwire around my head. It's hanging down off me, and I'm like, let's go.
It's like Christmas lights. I just wrap it around and carry it.
Yep.
Oh, and Tracer, Ghost Stop has a thing called the Tracer wire. I don't know if you guys have seen that. That was another thing that we got. But the only problem with that, and I've messaged Ghost, it don't keep battery. It don't stay charged very long.
Yeah.
So I have to put a battery pack to it. But it is really interesting when it does work when no one else is in that room, and we had
and you see the strip.
Yeah, because there was a lady pacing back, Ghost, the spirit. She was pacing back and forth, and you could see it go up, go down, go up, go back. And you could tell she was pacing and stuff, and she didn't really like us being where we were at.
Yeah.
But
and what I like I wish the tripwire did it, but on the Tracer, it shows up red after it goes off. So if someone's like, hey, it just went off, everyone can turn and see like, oh, it did. But I feel like when everyone's looking the opposite way and someone's like, the tripwire went off and no one else saw it, you're like, man, like I really want to see it go off.
Instant, yeah.
Yeah.
Barbie bought some bells. You know the bells.
Yeah.
That you bought Barbie for the.
Yeah, just like the dog bells that hang
But
on a
here's the
door.
thing.
Yeah.
She gave them to me, and I was excited, and I put them in the backpack, and all of a sudden you could hear throughout the whole investigation was jingle, jingle, jingle,
jingle, jingle, jingle, jingle, jingle. She's walking.
Right. So, but yeah.
Just tell him, hey, I'm coming your way. Don't come on me. It's just me.
Even if
Everyone's
it's
like,
like,
where's Tabitha? And everyone's like,
listen for the
to
jingle.
jingles.
Everybody just listen. Yeah. Here she comes.
Just even
But
the
it
little
has-
stuff is the best, equipment to, you don't have to spend a ton of money.
Yeah. Well, another thing with Ghost Stop, I love Ghost Stop, by the way. I have a ton of their stuff. I ordered a lot from them. Buffy was having this problem too. The battery is so hard. The 9-volt battery casing that they have, it's so hard to get it out of. I feel like I'm gonna die just trying to get this out. Like
I got the lantern, their REM pod lantern, and that thing constantly falls off the side of that lantern, the 9-volt battery thing. It's like I don't want to tape it because then my luck when I tape it, it's gonna have to be changed. But it constantly it falls off, and I got to put it back on. I pick it up, it falls off, and I'm like, some of their stuff is really good, and some of the stuff is like you kind of thought like, man, they could have just did a little bit extra just to to get that thing. But I have bought a lot of stuff from Ghost Stop and stuff like that. There's not a lot of places that sell a lot of stuff like that. So Ghost Stop is like one of the places. And then you find out, like, I have a closet full of stuff that I don't even use anymore. Like, I know it's a big thing. Is like when you first start, you're like, oh, I want this, and
I want
and
everything.
that.
Yeah.
And
You
then
need
next thing you
this, you
know,
need this.
next thing you know, you're like, well, I don't even play with that no more. I don't even use that no more.
Yeah.
And like I had to buy one of those energy amps that pump energy into the air.
EM pump. Yeah.
I don't even use it anymore. It
Don't
sits on
use it?
Yeah.
I don't know how many
My
times you
scare
forgot
bear.
it.
I don't even use my scare bear. It's a slimer. It's a ghost. It's a slimer,
Yeah.
and I don't even.
We don't even
And
bring
I'm
it.
trying. I've been working with some people, and like the Parent Unity you guys were talking about, and I was like, I want to collect stuff from other groups that don't use their stuff anymore, and I want to be able to give it to people that are just starting out as paranormal, because as you know,
We've all been there.
Stuff's very expensive, and
It is.
and I've been working to try to figure out a program that to give stuff that people are not using to donate, and just refurbish to people that don't have stuff, to try to get people involved with the paranormal and stuff. And that's one thing that I like about when we're doing our events, is that we loan our equipment to the guest and they get to go out and use our stuff. So they some people don't get to use like a Phasma box or, an SLS camera or something like that. And they get to use that and experience that they wouldn't have, or if someone wants to just try something out before they buy it, they come to us and, we're like, oh, here's a tripwire. See if you like that before you go spend $250 on something, So that program I thought would be kind of cool, because there's nothing like that, and would be a good way of just trying to, help other people trying to get, equipment that they don't.
Yeah.
People drop 10 EMF pumps on because nobody wants them anymore. So I'm like, okay, come get your EMF pump. Everybody's like, we don't want it anymore. So
we kept
that's the
forgetting
only
it
problem.
in the room. That was the thing.
Yeah, I just kept
that
forgetting it
EMF.
everywhere.
We're like, where's the EMF? I had to go find it.
But I have been trying to work with people and trying to make new equipment. So I'm in the process of making REM pods. And I'm making different REM pods. Like, oh, you can't see it.
No.
But I have an Incredible Hulk, because I'm big into the Incredible Hulk.
Cool.
And it's an Incredible Hulk bank, and it's a REM pod. I don't take it because it gets big. But we're doing like little skulls that slide up and stuff. So I've been trying to do that. And then I'm not trying to undercut people, but at least not charging an arm and a leg for people that can't afford a lot of stuff.
If you go on Etsy right now, and I don't know if there's somebody that has a little Barbie Jeep that they have converted to a REM pod.
That's cool.
It's cool, but when I was looking at the price and I was like, I can't do that. It was
how much was it?
It's like 200 something for it.
No.
Yeah, and so why would you? Here's
I'm
my
get a
thing.
Barbie convertible.
Here's my thing. Like, okay, so they bought the Barbie Jeep for, what would you say it cost?
You could have gone to Goodwill and bought that one for a couple of dollars.
Maybe let's just say $20. Let's just say $20.
Yeah.
Okay. And the REM pod, the guts that he's using to make the REM pod, it's not even that. It's like you can get one for 10. You can do things for like 10 or $20. So you've only really spent not even $50 doing it, and you're charging $200. You're trying to kill someone for something that's, I bought my SLS camera for $200 off a guy, and now they sell for $400, $500, and I'm like, why? It's software.
You can go get a Kinect and a
tablet and software, and you do the exact same thing. It just kills me. But I like the Barbie Jeep thing. I want to do.
Why don't we go?
It's really cool. Like, you should go look it up on Etsy. It's like cool, because I told my husband, we build REM pods also, and we've been playing with it. And I told my husband, I was like, okay, look at this Barbie Jeep. I can go to Goodwill and scoop up all the toys.
Yeah,
all of them.
Dude, here's another cool thing. Here's a cool thing. Get a remote control car and put a REM pod.
That would be cool.
That you could drive into like a building, and you could drive it into a room and park it and then drive it out. That's the kind of things that I come up with. I'm like, always like, hey, let's do this with the car, and let's do, I saw the monster trucks, and I wanted a grave digger monster truck and put a camera on it and be able to drive it through a building, like a haunted place, and just see if it could capture anything or something like that.
That's
That'd be
cool.
to
Yeah.
Okay, there goes that fidget. I would have a REM pod on it or something like that would be kind of cool.
Mhm.
So yeah,
That would be cool.
As a person
You need-
who was obsessed with Barbies growing up, I really want the Barbie car.
Oh, I wore the wrong shirt.
well,
Oh, you did.
I have a Night Song Paranormal shirt that's in the Barbie font, and the back says, "Come on, Night Song, let's go party." Because
I love
our team leader's name is in
this
fact
Barbie.
Barbie. You got Barbie and you got Buffy the Vampire
I came
Slayer.
so
Right,
close.
right?
There's my poster back here of my movie.
Got Tabitha the Witch.
Yep,
I mean,
There
you go. Yeah.
or what? Or was the cat? Was Tabitha the cat or the witch?
No, Tabitha was the witch. It was.
Yeah, Tabitha
She's
was
like,
the-
no, it wasn't
She's
a cat.
like, wait a minute, I'm not a cat. Hold on.
Rawr.
Salem was the cat.
Hey, Jason's on.
Salem was the cat's name.
Salem. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Salem.
Yeah.
So I know we brought up the whole Buffy, Buffy, the whole Sage and thing. What is that? What is your guys' ritual usually you do after getting done with an investigation and stuff? I know we brought the Sage up. Is that basically what you guys hotbox you out of the car there?
Yeah, I mean, we spray kind of like the stuff that you have with the sage spray and the lavender and all that stuff. So we'll spray that. We always say a prayer for ourselves, prayer for the spirits there. Let them know you can't follow us home. You can't attach to anything. It was great to talk to you, get to know you a little bit, but we're closing all communication, and then we hotbox the car, and then we're out. Like, that's what we do.
You have a Sage sauna on the way home.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm sitting in my car. I look at Barbie's car, and it's just like Cheech and Chong.
It's like Cheech and Chong's just.
She's rolling down the windows, the smoke's just like coming
And
out.
I'm the one like I use
Yeah.
my spray primarily, and I spray the whole car, and I always leave depending on which of my cars I'm in. If I'm in the SUV, I'll have the back hatch open, and I leave it open while I spray out through the car, and I'm like, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Out, you're not attaching.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
and then I'm
I'll pray.
closing it.
You're
Yeah.
like, I got enough in my house. Stay here.
Yeah.
I don't need any more guests.
I start praying. Like I hit my county line. I'm like, dear Lord, let them stay. After we pray at the location, I hit my road. I'm like, dear Lord, let them stay. Don't let them follow me home. I hit my driveway. I'm like, dear Lord, let them stay.
Yeah. They don't want to come. They don't want to come home with me. So if they weren't dead already, they're dead now because I just killed them with my sage. So
She's gonna turn the heat
I just
up and
use them all the
save
way
car.
up.
It's
yeah,
gonna be
because
a
all the
Sage
livings
sauna
in the
now.
car's like, oh, like they're dead, they're dying, and they're trying to like claw open the window.
The spirits,
You see
spirits are like,
handprints on
don't
the
leave it that
windows.
lady.
Handprints are on the windows, and they're like,
You see handprints
I
on the
swear.
windows sliding down it and stuff.
I almost killed Alicia at Harriman. I swear, she was like back there, like I'm dying.
You were with that spray. I was like,
Hey, I don't
Spirits are
play.
like, don't leave with her. She
Yeah.
will hotbox you out.
Yeah, she turns up the air. She turns up the heat, and she sages.
Oh,
It's a Sage sauna. That's what they're gonna
And
call
I
it.
hold it up against the vent so it just gets all around and it's like, yes, like love
How does
it.
It cleanses not only the spirit that might try to attach in the car, but it cleanses your soul as well.
It's cleaning.
says-
It's cleansing all the
Hey,
sinuses.
she said, if anything comes home with me after that, they deserve to be here.
Yeah.
They
If
worked
you made
hard
it
for
through, yes, if you made it through the hotbox session, welcome.
You've earned the trip.
You've earned your,
You just
you've
joined the
earned your
group.
stick. Is there any more comments?
No,
Nope.
our
yeah, Jason came in.
Oh, hey.
Jason Howie.
Jason!
Hello.
So Jason Howie, he's with the Memphis Seekers, really good friend of ours. Another team that we're going to collaborate with in 2024. Him and Jake are great guys. So,
Nice.
Yeah, Jason, we are out of
St.
Fenton,
Louis.
Missouri.
Yeah.
So St. Louis, Missouri.
It's more common.
It's
People
more
know.
common people know it's
Yeah.
St. Louis, home of Limp Mansion. Everybody always asks us, hey, have you been there? We're like, no, we haven't been there. And stuff. We have our own little hiding, our little place of Nicole. She's probably not watching, they're having a. So the lady that owns St. Louis Haunted Mansion in St. Louis here, Nicole, she actually does the tours at Lit Mansion and stuff. And tonight they're having a seance. They're having 2 seances there tonight and stuff. And then hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be next week or in a couple of weeks, we're going to have on our podcast a live Ouija board seance. A guy's going to do it from he's got a seance room in his office. Mark, who runs the tours at the Limp Mansion, he's got a really cool seance room. This room is
awesome,
really cool. It's in his office, and he's got some really cool things in there. And he does seance. He's really researched the Ouija board and stuff like that. So he does seances and stuff. He teaches classes. So we're hopefully going to have a live Ouija board seance on our podcast the next couple of weeks and stuff like that. But man,
very cool.
Sounds like we're going duck hunting.
I know.
I love when people text me like, what I do every Tuesday
from 7
to 9. You know what I do. Is there any guys got any questions for us that you would like to know about us or anything?
When we're going to come visit, or when you guys are going to come visit us?
We're going to have to.
I know you're going to be here in June.
I know definitely in May. We're definitely going to be in Nashville.
May.
Yeah,
you definitely. We would love to take you to. Well, we can take you to Coleman. We could try to do one of our team investigations at Buchanan. We could get into like Lote's house or maybe the famous Octagon Hall and take y'all.
We've been to Waverly.
Oh,
have you guys
awesome.
been to Waverly?
I've done Waverly.
Tabitha has. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had nothing happen to me.
That's funny.
We didn't
either.
So sad.
It was that was my son's bucket list was Waverly, and we went there. And
I think we were just so focused on exploring the building.
Yeah, that nothing really. We didn't really get a lot. That just like people were like, "Oh, I was scared." I'm like, we never got.
I always hear that. I always hear it's one or the other. It's it was crazy, or we didn't get anything. There's like no in between. Like there's.
All I know is next time I am not walking all the way down to the bottom of the body chute. I know that for a fact because that is a long walk back up. And we were walking down, and I kept telling people, as far as we walk down, we have to walk back up. And they just kept walking. They just kept walking.
Yeah.
Like, you can stop anytime. You don't have to go all the way to the bottom. But yeah, we'll definitely. Like I said, I know it gets. Winter's such a hard time. Yeah. But if you guys sound like you have a lot of places that are indoors that have.
We do, and it's so funny because we always. We ended our season, and like Buffy's husband or like my boyfriend or somebody, they're like, there's a season for this. Like, what are you duck hunting? Like, what's happening? And I'm like, well, kind of, but we're in Tennessee, and it's like you don't want to go to a place in the summertime that's too hot, that doesn't have any air conditioning or anything or no ventilation, and then same thing when the wintertime, it gets so bitterly cold here. That it's like you don't want to be stuck in a place without any heat. So we have a season.
Yeah, we do.
Drop money and can't go.
Yeah, we say spooky seasons at the end of October. That's like kind of like we end all of our events and stuff at Halloween. Yeah. And then November, December, and January we start trying to build up and stuff like that and everything. Like we've been trying to do like our own things like with our friends because when we do our events and stuff, we don't get a chance to really go out and investigate. Because we're all about the customers and making sure they have a good time and stuff like that. So like November, December, January, we're starting to line up things that we can do personally ourselves.
It's your time. Yeah.
That's our time.
And we've kind of explained it too, is like when you're doing events, sometimes you like are like, oh, like I'm so tired. Like you don't want to investigate. So it's like right now, these months we're like, let's go investigate. Let's find this place.
Yeah.
Back excited to investigate. So.
About how often do you guys go out per month, you think?
Event wise, when we do during the year, we do at least one Paracon, a festival, and one event a month. We try to at least.
Yeah.
Wow, that's busy. That's good.
Yeah. So last year we had we did February, March, April, May. Yeah, we had a couple of them. We had 2 a month, but the majority of them we had one event for each month.
Yeah.
And
wow, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
But that's what's going to be kind of this year. I know collaborating with metaphysical fairs and stuff like we're, Kansas City, Nashville and stuff, and that will be our event for that month. Because when you buy a ticket to the Ghost Hunt, you get a 2-day pass to the fair. You get all the spirit galleries for free. You get all of the classes that they teach for free and stuff when you buy the ticket to the Ghost Hunt and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice about that.
We'll sometimes fit our own little personal investigations during the year.
Yeah, I'll probably try to put. There's a couple places like I do want to come to the hospital, Harriman Hospital. That's actually been on our list this year to try to go and do an investigation there. Try to maybe, I don't know if they run events. She said, call me.
We'll let you know when we're there.
We'll definitely let you know.
Trust me.
And we're trying to go to some new places that we did. Like we have like Mineral Springs here in St. Louis. It's in Alton. We're going there actually December 9th. It's Lauren's birthday on that. She chose to go there. So we're going to do, it's like a little 10-person investigation.
Cool.
But we've been to like the YMCA in Rock Island, Illinois. Melvin Manor we went to twice last year. Glore Psychiatric Unit we went twice last year, which is a phenomenal place, just the museum itself. And Ashmore and stuff like that. So those are the kind of common places that we've been hitting a lot of. So we kind of want to branch out, and I really want to do like a big one like Missouri State Pen, but that's like $6,000 to rent out for the night.
I know it can get expensive.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, if I had at least 60 people I know that was going to buy a ticket, we could work the things out. I would have no problem.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money to eat if we don't get 60 tickets. And
That's quite a hefty chunk of change. We did our Halloween event at Harriman. So we sold tickets to that, and Ronnie was just so gracious with us. It's we were one of the few teams that he lets kind of run that. We're like, why us? Like, I don't know, but they are just so gracious there, and you guys are going to have a good time, and they will take really good care of you, and it's not as expensive as you would think. So for Harriman, I think we paid $850. And then that's for 8 people. And then it's $95 per person after that. So, but it's huge. It's 100. They're about to open up another section. So it's probably going to be about 125,000 square feet.
Wow.
I think they're opening the new section this weekend, if I read right.
They're working on it. And so it's a great place. We just had seen Ronnie not too long ago at an expo that we were a vendor at, and he's already booking into next year. So at both locations, at Harriman and at Old South Pittsburgh. So, and we definitely want to hit Harriman again and Old South. Like those are 2 of our favorite places. So
we'll definitely have to get in contact with you guys, because I definitely want to talk to you guys to find a place for July or for May.
June,
when we come down there, to do something in that area. With some guests or something, and do an event down there and everything like that. So do you want to tell everybody where they can find you at?
Yeah, so we are on, just go to nightsongparanormal.com, and we have all of our socials there, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all those fun little things. So we're all on there. So nightsongparanormal.com.
I can't do it gracefully. I'll fall out of my chair.
But thank you so much for having us, and you guys are just wonderful. It was so great.
It's been very fun. Yes.
To meet you guys.
Yeah.
Let's link up in the future. Let's be buddies.
Yes. I will.
Yes.
Well, you know how to get
Unity.
Yep.
Unity.
Yes. We have some things coming forward with some other. We're not collaborating, but another group of marketing people have came into our lives and stuff. So we'll definitely get in with you guys, and we can do some stuff. We do have a lot of things. Coming in the future. Like we want to do I think we want to do like a big classic card trunk or treat, paranormal kind of trunk or treat kind of thing with classic cars and paranormal groups and stuff like that and stuff. And I know you guys should think about it. I think we might have a Paracon here in St. Louis in March at the St. Louis Haunted Mansion. Yeah. So I know she's been working about trying to get some other local area. I mean, Tennessee's not far, you know.
No,
And
not at
having
all.
You guys, maybe you guys can come up for the Paracon and stuff. So,
Yes.
I mean, if you guys,
Yeah.
you said you're a vendor. Do you vend? Do you sell? Well, you got your merch and stuff, and
Yeah. So.
Well, not just our merch. Like, we don't think that our stuff sells. That, you know, nobody wants to buy our stuff. But they, you know, Buffy makes T-shirts and koozies, and you know, I'll bring purses, and we, you know, make candles and, you know, earrings and
There
stuff
you
like that.
go.
So, yeah, we have a lot of stuff. So
yeah,
Buffy is our creative person. So.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Like, we have hoodies and T-shirts, and I'm like, you know, we sell pendulums and pendulum boards, and I make the REM pods, and we have voodoo dolls that we make. They're crocheted that a person makes for us.
That's cool.
I make like the stuffed animals that have skulls. I take their face and make skulls. I have backpacks like that.
I love it.
And
Love
stuff
it.
like that. And we sell just odd. I'm the weird guy. I'm just I think of weird stuff to people, and people buy it. I mean, with all these new oddity shows and stuff, and they just love that stuff.
They love it. Yeah.
Steven got on. He has a good location. Denson.
Oh, our good friends Steven and Terry and Becky, they're with Mid-10 Paranormal. Okay, that was another scary place, was their courthouse there in it's at Smith County. There. Crazy place. And I think they just acquired another, I don't know if I can tell, but the place that they got 2 locations now. I don't know if I can say the other location, but they do have Smith County Courthouse. So if you guys wanted to go there with us and meet Mid-10 too, we would love to talk with Steven and Terry and try and get that book.
We do follow Mid-10.
Yeah, they're great friends. They're great friends of ours, and we really look up to them. They're great people, really good friends.
Yeah. Well, definitely. We're definitely going to do something in the future here.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but thank you for coming on our podcast. And
Yes.
Thank you.
Y'all are so awesome.
This has been awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
no,
Thank you.
nice.
I
very
didn't
much
pass
for your
out or
time.
anything.
I know.
We're proud of you.
Yeah.
I didn't
Next
fall
time,
off my chair.
We won't
next
stick
time
you
we
with
can
the
hot
door.
box. You know,
Right.
we'll hot box
Yeah, next time we can hot box.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, but thank you, everybody.
Yes.
If we don't talk to you, have a good holiday and
Yes.
safe. And
You
everything.
too.
So, all right.
Oh.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so
guys
much.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Oh, we got that.
Goodness, hold on, guys. Bear with us. There we go.
Hey. All right. We're going
Hello,
short.
hello.
I just want to run up to the end. You want to put her thing up again
Yeah.
for our
Do you want to answer some? There's
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. What is the name of the Paracon?
I'm not sure yet.
We haven't.
We're in the mood. We're in the process of actually getting it, working on all the details. We haven't really got the name of it or what we're going to do it, but I will keep you in mind, Jason. If you go follow us on Facebook
We'll
or
post
TikTok
about it
and
when
stuff,
we
we'll post
find
about it, and I'll definitely send out for vendors and stuff like that, and stuff. And we might look for speakers and stuff like that too. So, yeah, I'll keep you in mind. I will get a hold of Night Song and stuff like that. If you're, when we have the full details of what's going on about that.
Oh my goodness! Why is there so many notifications?
Oh.
Let's not let me scroll up. Lauren said, "I'm tagging along for that one. I'll be an honorary Haunted Souls member that weekend."
Sure.
Going to Tennessee with this, Lauren.
Sure.
Jason said, "Done deal. Add us to Memphis Seekers." Yeah,
I think I want to say that we follow you guys on Facebook.
yeah.
I'm not sure, but Memphis Seekers, what was it? Go back up to see
Of
what it is
Paranormal.
again. Memphis Seekers of Paranormal.
Yep.
I will definitely go on Facebook and follow you guys on TikTok
Yeah,
if you're on TikTok.
but usually when we send out the link for the Paracons, usually that's when you guys can jump on it and all that. So
yeah, we'll definitely. I would love to get it like a big group of you guys down in Tennessee
yeah,
to hang out, and it'd be nice to finally meet people that are on our podcast and stuff like that, and they come on and talk
yeah.
and stuff though.
But,
So yeah.
Let's see. All right, do you want to do just kind of do what we did in the beginning about the?
Yeah, so this lady is a vendor. She's our vendor for the week. We'll put her logo or decal, and that's how you can find her on go to Instagram. She's on her Instagram. She had a near-death experience, and now she takes the animals, roadkill or other animals that she gets, and she makes from their paws to their skulls. She makes jewelry and art and different ID things with them, and just to kind of show them, give them justice and in the right way and stuff like that. But please go check her out. Follow her on Instagram at least. Tell her that you heard us from Haunted Souls Paranormal. Gave her a shout out or whatever, so that way people know and everything. But we want to thank her for her little time of giving us her information and her company and stuff. And we met her at a vendor at a Paracon and everything. So go check her out.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming up. Buy some one of your weird people like me that like weird things.
Yep.
And everything. Anything else there that we have to want to go through?
Not really. I know there was a couple of new people from Night Songs followers or anything like that. If you want to follow us, you can. It's Haunted Soul. I mean, if you don't,
What happened to all the ones on the bottom? Oh, there you go. Yeah, there we go.
I forgot how to put it back up.
Yeah.
But if you want to go ahead and follow us, all of our socials are Haunted Souls Paranormal with a Z, except for TikTok, which is Haunted Souls _paranormal. Our souls is with a Z throughout everything. So Haunted Souls with the S is a different thing. So, but if you're interested in buying and coming to one of our events or anything like that, or you want to see what we're having, you can follow us at hauntedsoulsparanormal.com. That is our website. That's all of our merch and everything that we sell is on there. So, if you want to check that out, check that out.
On that, this weekend, I know a lot of people want to know, we had a business meeting. Things look up and mighty with that. I can't say what's going on right now because it's not definite.
Still in the works.
But it's still in the works. But it looks like there's going to be a lot of good things coming with this.
Yeah.
This collaboration with these people and stuff. For Haunted Souls, looks like it's going to be pretty good next year. For 2024 is looking to be pretty good. So
we're starting to get things more in motion to plan things. So
the weekend investigation, that's kind of up in the hiatus right now, explaining what's going on. So we can't say what's going on right now, but it was a good time.
Yeah,
and stuff.
It was fun as always. But
other than that, see you guys next week. Anything else? I appreciate you guys coming and watching us always. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Night Songs followers for staying, listening.
Thank you for Night Song Paranormal for coming and talking with us.
We enjoyed it. So
thank you.
All righty.
Stay spooky.